What's up, you guys? Siobhan. I'm here with Ryan. He's going to be the model today through this 40-minute and 20-second workout. Can't leave the 20 seconds off, right? Every second counts. You're going to be doing starting on the front and reverse, knees on the platform. You're going to be going to the back. You'll be doing legs in the back and the front. You'll be doing some obliques on the back. Just to give you a little bit of a heads up what's coming up. And what's coming up is your reverse, let's see, elevated plank 2, okay? So it's just a plank. You're going to start in your plank. I want you to take that full body scan, just like Dr. Kristen says, okay? Go ahead, cue our animation. Ryan's going to come into the move. Hands are on the ring of fire on the carriage, and you're just pressing down through the palms, okay? Toes are on the ground. That's why it's called plank 2. That number 2, toes are on the ground on the front side of the machine. You got a few seconds in this, okay? Quite a few seconds specifically. Ryan, how you feeling? Extend back through the heels, forward to the crown of the head. Yes, a model that talks to me. This is a good start. Breathe. Squeeze the legs, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the belly. Okay, here we go, and you're under 30 seconds. I know you can hold the plank. You guys at home, if you came out of your plank, come back into it. Sometimes I come out of the pose and I come back into it. I mean, I can admit any kind of honesty here, you know, but breathe. You only have 15 seconds. You're gonna come into a bear, so all you're gonna do is as slowly as possible bend your knees, okay? 10 seconds. So you'll see the knees bending. We wanna keep the upper body still, okay? Here we go, into transition and 1. So Ryan's gonna come right into it. Hips are slowly gonna come over the knees. Yep, bending the knees, bring yourself back. So take your knees back up, take your knees back up. Bring your feet back a little bit more. Yes. Now from here, knees bend, hips are gonna stay high, and then come back forward. So you see what's happening there? This is your bear, yep. Yes, and now slow it down, bending the knees. Yes, there we go, bending the knees, hips are coming over the knees, shoulders are staying over the wrists. Yep, and you don't have to have as much of a bend in your elbows. If you're feeling like you just need to be a little more supported there, stack the bones, just fine. The straight line is here from the hip through the shoulders, gaze is down and slightly forward. You have a few more seconds into it. Take your heels really high. Go on your tip toes. So those tip toes and your lower abs, those transverse abdominals, that's what's pulling you back, right? All you're doing with the upper body is pushing down into your palms. You're not pulling that carriage back. On my Instagram friends that are watching this, come over to my house and try this machine if you've never tried Lagree. Sometime soon. I know you guys want to try this just by checking it out. It's harder than it looks. You want to move slowly. You're going to come over to the backside, reverse catfish. Here we go. Go ahead and hop right on up. If you can, push yourself forward. If you need to, yep, you can walk around. So you let's flip this way. The toes are going to be here on this foot strap. And yep, get the toes in back of it. Okay, now what you want to see, there we go. So you want to see it pretty much a straight line. So stick your booty out a little bit. Yes, and then bend the knees. Okay, yes. Now this is hard, you guys. This is your catfish on the back end, okay? If you need to, you can do it on the front side until you get stronger. Or maybe you start out here and you need to go to the other side. Perfectly fine. The main thing here is to breathe. Bend the knees, heels high. Use those big toes. Your range of motion's small, so it's almost like it's just a pulse. A couple inches in and a couple inches out. Yep. There it is. Whoop. There it is. Nice, Ryan. Breathe. Keep these hips stabilized here. Bend the knees more, heels high. Yeah. So bend the knees more. Yes. That's the movement. It's tricky. I know we got 5 seconds. You're coming into a giant reverse wheelbarrow 1. Hands are going to come down to the ring of fire. Knees are going to come where the toes are right now. Here in 2 and 1. So go ahead and leave this carriage where you're at. Bring the knees down. Hold on. Knees here, facing the same direction. So turn back around. That's okay. So giant reverse wheelbarrow. Let's see. Giant means you're on the back side of the machine, guys, okay? Now, wheelbarrow is where you're facing the, the reverse is where you're facing the back. So there's 2 different words. That has one meaning there. That means you're facing this direction, okay? Versus your standard moves, which is facing the other direction, okay? So we add the giant and we add the reverse. Don't drop down to the hips too much. If you feel anything in the lower back, stick the booty up towards the sky. Yeah, when you're on the Megaformer, I like the toes down, but you have to kind of leave them up so that they don't get caught on your springs there. And then from there, you slow it down. Your range of motion's going really far back and then slowly coming forward. You only have, let's see, right here, 10 seconds. You're going to come into a saw. It's a nice little progression down towards the platform. Elbows are going to come down into the platform where you're at in 3, in 2, and 1. Okay. So you can see what's happening here. Elbows are down. Shoulders are over the elbows. Don't let your hips drop down too much. And then your range of motion is a little bit back and a little bit forward. Yep. Woo, seesaw. Seesaw, just like little kids. Forward and back and forward and back. Slow it down though, and towards each other, squeeze your glutes. Yeah. So your saw, it looks maybe a little bit easier. It's definitely, in my opinion, a little bit easier than the wheelbarrow, but it just kind of depends on where you take it. You got to be activated. You got to do what you need to do to really feel it. So maybe you can feel it after that catfish, right? Specifically. You can always do it after some kneeling crunches. You were coming into the legs, okay? You're gonna stay on this side, you're gonna stay in this direction. Giant reverse, okay? We're at the back. We're going to back lunge. Back lunge is always at the back. That's why you don't have the words giant reverse in front of them. In 5, in 4, in 3, in 2. All right. Right foot's gonna come forward, okay? Left toes are gonna stay hooked on this strap. There we go. If you don't have a strap, yeah, so maybe put your, let's push your foot back, like right into the center of that carriage. Yes. And then hook it on your strap. So your strap has to go back a little bit farther, maybe right there. And then from there, kind of forget about your left leg. What you're gonna focus on is pushing through that right foot as you come to standing. We wanna watch this knee. Make sure that knee is not going any crazy forward. Yep. Now take your time, slow it down. Good, you're doing a nice job. Slow it down though. Yeah, okay. Slowing it down for 5, and 3, and 2, and 1. Slow pause, up for 5, and 4. Even slower. Yep, watch that knee as you come up. Nice job, Ryan. You might not do as well as your wife. No, just kidding. Shoulders back and down. Take your time. You only have a couple more seconds here, okay? We have the one more thing be going to the floor lunge after this. One more thing, you guys. You're going to carriage kick your back lunge, okay? So I know this is an extra bonus challenge. Your floor lunge, though, is going to be easier. It's going to be a release. So from here, take your time. Get down nice and low into it. If you have to, hands can come under these handles. Left knee's going to bend underneath the left hip, okay? Just like that bear. It's tricky. So stay right here. Stay right here. Now bend your left knee. Bring it in. I'm going to give you the pole just in case you might want it. Hold this right here. Come a little bit higher. Yes. Now left knee is coming in. And out. Yep. Slow range of motion. A minute in this is very long. So if you need to, worst comes to worst, you just go back into that last move, that full range of motion back lunge, where you're coming up to standing and you're going back down, okay? If you can carriage kick it a little bit longer, push through that right foot. Come up a little bit higher with your upper body and your leg. Yes, left knee comes in now. Yep. Good. So we want the left knee coming in underneath the hip. This is hard. This is freaking hard. Breathe, Ryan. You missed it. I just said, how are you doing? You're doing great. You might not do as well as your wife, though. I know, whatever. I know he's not mad at that. He knows she's strong. He gave her a nice, big, old, strong diamond on her ring. That's what I know. 5 seconds, you're going into your back lunge on the right. It's always more fun once I get to know people. You know what I mean? We can have more fun with this. All right, stand up. Release that carriage, you guys. Come over here all the way. Guess what? It's similar, way better. Right foot's going to come here. Left foot's going to come here, okay? Okay, so so the back lunge doesn't necessarily matter too much as far as you take that right foot forward or back. What matters is that you take your time. Go slow, slow, slow. Yeah, and the shoulders are back and down. And now you can always take your right hand, and maybe to the top of it, like right here, like this. Yeah. Yep, slow, slow, slow. Okay? So if this is really hard, just limit your range of motion a little bit, okay? Right there. You don't have to go down super, super low. Perfect. But now you want to feel you're pressing through the ball of the foot and the heel. So this is nice. Floor lunge is really great. This is sometimes what I do in the beginning or the end of the leg series. This just so happened to be the way I wrote it this week and last week in my Megaformer classes. So I was like excited about it for the Microformer. You get a nice simultaneous strengthen and stretch. You get a nice stretch of the left hip flexor in this. Make sure that left hip flexor is not going back, though. You want to keep your hips Facing forward, if you have that mirror like we talked about before, take your time, take your time. Pull the belly into the spine. Shoulders are still back and down. You only have 20 seconds here. You're coming into an escalator. This is going to be an exciting escalator, okay? Take your time. Just preparing yourself. You're going to walk around. Right foot's going to come onto that carriage in 10 seconds. So you have your very, very last time standing up in your floor lunge. And here we go in 3, and 2, and 1. So go ahead and release it. You can leave your pole where it's at on that side because it's nice to have your pole on the left for escalator on the right. If you don't have a pole, grab a Swiffer, grab a broom. If you don't have a broom, you must have an iRobot. You know, you must have something going, or at least a couple maids coming over to your house. Hopefully you got some kind of a broom or something somewhere. And, you know, might be a Dyson. Get the Dyson out, okay? Anything you have there. It's nice for a little stability. This is the move that I would recommend having the pole, even if you are an intermediate, advanced Lagree student, just for injury prevention, okay? All right, from here, you're taking your time. You're pressing down, really far down into that heel. You're pressing down so hard that you're standing up. Oh my gosh, what a concept. Take your time. Shoulders are still back and down. So your legs are bending. Your right leg is bending. You're not really leaning forward into it if you can. You only have a couple more seconds here. Oh my God, we're going back to the bottom floor of Nordstrom's. Ryan's getting his wife some shoes today. They got Louboutins at this Nordstrom. They got the newest Nikes. Oh, so I'm getting him into trouble already. I can see it now. All right, come down. Guess what? You're going to Moonwalker, okay? Transitioning, bending your left knee. Yep, stay pressing down through that right foot. So this is hard. You got to keep the weight in the right foot here. The left heel stays high. Yep, press down through that right foot, bringing it back. So try not to use that left foot. Now let me see. Let me help you. We're gonna do this. If you want, you guys, you can add a little bit more spring. How's that feel? Is that okay? Okay, if you add a little more spring, specifically in this move, it's gonna ease it up a little bit. It's gonna give you more support as you go back. Okay, you're okay? I can take the right off if you want. You're good? Okay. All right, Ryan is on a custom spring load. I'm a spring change and assistant again. I should get a clipboard out. Ryan does his spring load as this on escalator. So take your time. Come down into it nice and slow. You're going to carriage kick it, okay? Now, I never even fuck with my carriage kicks in this way until I did Sebastian's class on my micro at my house when I very first got it. Long time ago. And so what you're going to do is I want you to get out real low, and pause. And now you're going to let it come forward, like let your toes come up. That's going to come to the heel, yep. And that's going to come to the ball of the foot, and you can take the heel up. Now Sebastian says, take that carriage way forward. Yep, so when you stay really low, take it way forward. Or maybe that was on his Microformer class in person. I'm not sure. But something happened where I couldn't even believe it. Maybe it was on his class on YouTube, which I guess my class is on YouTube. Darvin, you never even told me. Guys, you found my class on YouTube. If you found me on YouTube, woo, I'm on YouTube. This is my dream. No, just kidding. I always thought maybe one day I'll have a video on YouTube. I never thought it would be Lagree, but I'm stoked. Love Lagree. All right, here we go. You're going to transition. You got 20 more seconds here. Hey, guess what, guys? If it's too hard, just go back into full range of motion. Pushing down into that right foot, coming back into standing, okay? Oh, it says transition next. Oh, that means we got some time, Darvin. Let's see what it says in 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, you can go ahead and release. We're transitioning. That's weird. It's going into transition. We're supposed to go into donkey kick, right? So we're going to have time. Anyways. All right. We had extra time on the transition there. You're going to have to go heavier here, you guys. This is your one leg move of this class where you're going heavy. You're going to do a red. If you want to do a red and a white, cool. If you want to do a red and a black, cool. But take your time with this. You got time in this. I specifically gave you extra time, more than a minute in this, because I want you to feel, get the ball of the foot right there, okay? On the edge of that carriage, perfect. And then you're going to go slow. So if this is really tricky for you, you guys, what I want you to see is you can turn it around the other direction, okay? A lot more of a standard donkey kick is the knee is over here on that platform. But this one I think is more fun. And Just take your time coming out. Yes. So the upper body is stable. And then if you want, you know, you can always take that left knee back a little bit. Yep. Keep those toes up out of the way of the springs. And then you're breathing. So you have, okay, 40 seconds. So you're over halfway through here. You're going to come into French twist for the left. We're finishing up the right leg right now. You're going to be coming into the left oblique. You're facing the right direction. You just have to change your spring loads. You got to bring it back down. We're going to do French twist on a black. If you want to, you can do it on a white. If you're super strong, you can do it on 2 blacks. And if you need to, flip it around and take twister on the front. Okay, beginning students, modifications, anytime you just know that your twister is a little bit easier on the front side. You have 5 more seconds here in your donkey. Keep it slow. Keep it slow, as slow as you possibly can ever. All right, here it is. Let it come back. You're going to reset. We got to change those springs, so we're going to drop the red. You want to go to a white or a black? How are you feeling? Okay. All right, left oblique. Now, this foot strap right here, I'm going to move it a little bit more forward for you. Okay, it's pretty loose. So then left foot's going to come over, right? Yeah, right there. All right, left foot's down. And then you're squeezing this oblique. Oh, yeah, take your left foot over your right, though. Yeah. Yep. So with the feet like this, left foot over right, and the feet twisted to the right, it kind of twists your body, so you're really activated in that oblique. Woo, awesome! A little bend in the elbows is good here. You only have a little bit more time, 25 seconds. You're coming into, after this, elevated kneeling side crunch. So it's elevated, you guys. Your hands are going to grab the ring of fire. It's not elbows down, okay? Keep a heads up. Keep a mind focused on what we're doing. Forget about what you're going to have for lunch, breakfast, dinner, what you need to do today. I don't think you need to pay any bills, do you? Automatic payment. Don't worry about anything. Here we go. Transition in 3 and 2 and 1. Left knee's down, okay? So we're on the left oblique. That means left knee's down. Elevated kneeling side crunch. Couple moves here. Yeah. Ankles are crossed. Take your hands right here. Sides of the ring of fire. And then from there, it's a really small range of motion, you guys, okay? With the hands on the ring of fire, it's a little tiny movement. Yep, I know. It might seem a little bit different, but that's okay. I want you to just, after you did that French twist, you really feel activated right there. You're really going to take your time and squeeze that oblique. So instead of using the arms and the legs, nope, slow it down, squeeze that left oblique. Okay. Coming next, standard kneeling side crunch for the left. For me, kneeling oblique crunch, right? Elbows are going to come down on that platform. Depends if you want to grab the ring of fire, if you want to take the hands a little bit more forward, and 2 and 1, take the elbows down. So leave those feet where they're at. Don't give yourself any break. Don't let that carriage release. Yep, from right there, the oblique is going to lift and squeeze, and the knees are going to come forward a little bit on accident. Oh my gosh, what happened? You squeezed the oblique so much, the knees came forward. Great. Thumbs up, palms up. Great positioning for the shoulders. And this is like, I explained this in my class today. It's almost like you want to always add an inchworm into this, right? You want to add that saw and make it an inchworm, where you let your body travel back just a tiny bit. Then you come back to your neutral for that squeeze and that lift in the oblique. You take your time, you breathe, squeeze that oblique. Yeah, so you have a little rounding of the back. You're twisting to the right, you're breathing. You're coming into reverse soul train for the left. Your left foot is going to hook either somewhere on that ring of fire on the carriage, okay? I like it right here. Or you can go under a strap if you have a strap right there on your platform. In 5 seconds, here it is. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so the booty's gonna come down on the carriage right where you're at. Left foot's gonna have to come forward. You're gonna hook the left foot. You can hook it right here, too. Yep. Right leg is going to come out. Now, if it's really hard for you to keep that right leg out, that's okay. What you're going to do, bend left elbow to that right knee. Squeeze it, twist. Yes. And then coming back to neutral. Very nice. And now guess what? Modification is going to be the right heel will be down also. No problem, okay? But what I want you to do is, let yourself come back and then slowly elbow to knee. Yep. Good. So the more you can twist, maybe necessarily matters on how much you're breathing, right? You can take an exhale as you twist. The breath is going to allow you to stay in the move and to continue to twist. Great. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe. I can't remind you to breathe every second, but breathe, you guys, okay? You only have 10 more seconds here. You're coming into your left leg back lunge for the left. I like this transition. You're facing the correct direction. Your left foot's going to come here. Your right foot's going to hook on that strap on the carriage right now. Let's go. Go ahead and release. Keep your carriage with you. So as you stand up, grab it. Right foot hooked on the strap. The strap, if it's really loose, it's got to be back a little bit farther. Let me help you out a little bit there. Nice. Okay. And then from there, you're standing up. I'm going to give you the pole, Ryan. I know this is tricky. Take your hand up here. Yep. And then slowly come down. Yes, nice. Take your time. So you're pushing through that left foot as you come up towards standing. Yep, don't lock the leg at the top, you guys. Leave a little tiny bend in it. Slowly coming down. Take your time. Breathe. Even slower coming up towards standing. Nice. Yes, and you might have a little hinge forward at the hips. That's fine. Bring the shoulders back and down. Okay. Looking good. How are you feeling? Not good? Good, okay. Not good. I know, it's hard. So you're over halfway through with this workout, okay? All right, you got this. I know it's hot in here. We're talking about the cold plunge. We'll get all the ice in the Lagree fridge out in a bucket, and we'll do a cold plunge, and we'll dunk the head. We'll do the ice bucket challenge after this. You ready for the ice bucket challenge? You might think you don't want to do the ice bucket challenge. Today you want to do the ice bucket challenge, don't you? That would be so awesome. Oh my gosh. We're gonna have to, I'll have to go refill those. Make sure we have enough ice being made as much as possible. Anyways, guys, carriage kicking. Bring it in, take it out. Right knee is bending. It's coming underneath the hip right here. Left hip staying stable. Now bring your right knee in underneath your right hip. Yep. And then slowly out. You know, you guys, you can always do this on the other side of the machine. Take an elevator as an option. Or you can maybe take your springs off if you need to. But remember, floor lunge is coming next. You want to make sure you have that block on for your floor lunge. Okay? And you only have a couple more seconds here. Take your gaze forward a little bit more. Take your gaze to your gaze. Look forward and bring your shoulders back and down. Yep, nice. Much better. Put your shoulder blades in towards each other. So get that posture, right? Like pretend like your collarbones could grow wider. Here we go. Last 4 and 3 and 2. Release it. Release it. Come over to the other side. Nice. Right over here. Okay. Left foot's here and right foot's on the carriage. Yeah. Take your left foot a little bit over here. Yep, perfect. And then the left hand's here. Okay, you can move that pole wherever you want, Ryan. Take your time, breathe. Take your time, you guys, okay? Slowly come down. This is not the hardest leg move out there for Lagree. So what I need you to do is I need you to slow it down. You know, sometimes you might want to do your floor lunge where you actually end up lifting the heel a little bit as you come forward. But you take your time. You want to see knee over the ankle alignment. Nice. Pushing down through the heel, the ball of the foot. Darvin, could you turn my mic up just a tiny bit? Like I feel like I'm gonna lose my voice or something. I feel like I'm like, wow, Lagree! I'm getting too pumped. Take your time, breathe, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Yeah, nice. And then taking it back. Yep. So that carriage doesn't come back to its neutral where the springs pull all the way back. It just comes back to where you're almost standing up. Don't lock that left leg. Very nice. Take your time. Right. Remember, you guys, what's coming up next? You're coming into your escalator. You can leave the pole on that side, but what you're going to do is you're going to just let the carriage go with your right foot. It's going to come forward. Sweet. You're going to stand over to the left, walk around. Left foot's going to come forward into your escalator. Take your time, okay? Last 5 seconds right here. Last 5. Maybe you only go down or you only go up or you only go halfway somewhere, but you breathe, pushing down through that foot. Okay, go ahead and release. Okay, come over to this side, okay? Left foot's coming on the carriage. Yeah, so you can take an escalator too if that makes you guys feel more comfortable with your right foot back here on the ground. It'll also be more supported, so you won't be able to go as far, but you'll be more like this, right? Your carriage will be pulling you back a little bit more towards neutral. Awesome. So escalator, yeah, right heel is supposed to be nice and high. Pushing down to the left foot. And then we wanted to watch the alignment on that foot, right? And if that feels super hard for you, and if that's super hard, Ryan, just don't go as far forward. Just limit your range of motion a little bit, right? You can go a little bit less forward, and then you're going to really push through that heel. So you're not pulling it back, okay? It kind of looks like that. Instead, you're pushing down so hard, it makes you start to stand up. Great. Okay, we have Moonwalker coming up next. Stay with me right now. Keep it nice and slow. Good. Pull your shoulders back. Take your gaze more forward. Nice. Yes, this is a big difference. The posture's looking better. You can squeeze your shoulder blades. All right, here we go. Add it in. Add it in. So come forward. Come forward. Get low. Stay low. Bend your right knee. And now your right leg. Yeah. So you're activating that right leg to bring you back. And then taking it back forward. Nice. So it's a whole minute in this, okay? In your carriage kick. Now, if that feels like too much, you guys, go back into your standard escalator. If that feels too much, take your right foot back. Okay, will you actually show them what that looks like anyways? I know you appreciate that. So step your left foot back. That's how you transition. Right foot comes back onto the floor. Take your right foot on the floor. Step your right, put your right foot right here. Over here. Yep. Now put your left foot back forward. Yes. Try that, okay? A little better? Yeah, for sure. Okay, last thing here for your escalator. I know I gave you the triple whammy on the escalator. You're gonna add in your little carriage kick, okay? Oh, what were we, Moonwalker? Now we're carriage kicking it. Good thing you guys are Lagree experts and you're more focused than me. Come right into it, get down nice and low. You're gonna take the weight, ball of the foot, heel. Ball of the foot, heel. Now, whoa, get really low, and then ball of the foot, heel. Ball of the foot, heel, yeah. So make it harder, harder, harder. Get lower. Escalator, it's not necessarily beginner or like a level 1 Lagree move, okay? We can make it as hard as we want to. Take it for a longer amount of time, change the duration, change the height of the hips, get lower, and let your carriage go farther out. Okay, you're gonna come add a red or switch to a red in a few seconds. If this is just super, super hard, what I want you to, I know it's hard. I know it's hard. You're gonna just go back into your standard escalator. So show them what that looks like. No, you can leave your right foot down. Just leave your right foot down. Yeah, yep. And oh, yeah, you probably want more. So if an escalator is really hard, you guys, add a little extra spring. Okay, so you're gonna come kneeling down for the donkey. I'll keep this on a red for you, Ryan, here. If you want to go heavier, you guys, you can go a little bit heavier. Woo, this microphone's like squeezing my head. Headache. Okay, breathe. This is nice and slow. This is the reverse donkey. Again, if this is the pain in the ASS and you don't want to do this, that's fine. Take your knee on the platform. And instead, your left foot will be kicking a carriage back, okay? Ooh, don't get confused between platform and carriage. Now the knee's on the carriage, foot's on the platform. Non-reverse is the other direction, like I just said. You have a little more time here. What I want you to do is take it slow, take it controlled, all right? We're not doing anything crazy. We're not flying it like on the Mega. We're not lifting. We're not adding in push-ups. The best thing you can do here is just take the, you could try taking your knee back, all the way back right there. Yeah, that might be a little better. And the right toes stay up. Just point your right toes. Point, well, that's okay. Point these toes. Yeah, yep. There you go. Point the toes. It'll keep the toes away from the springs. Okay, guys. How you doing, Ryan? Don't look at the clock. Don't look at the clock. I got my contacts in for that purpose. I got you. All right, take your time. Take your time. We're coming into the other oblique, right? We're coming into French twist for the right. We already worked the left oblique. We already worked both of the legs. This is the finale for the legs. 3 seconds, and here we go. Transition. All right, make sure that strap on your carriage is right where you want it. If you have tennis shoes, it might be a little bit easier to hook, but bring this carriage, switch, you guys. Make sure you're on a white or a black. Standard is going to be a black. Right foot's over left. Yeah, right. Yep. So you're here. As the toes are pointed to the left, it kind of, drop your heels down if you can. Right side of the right foot connects. And then as the toes are pointed over there, and then as you kind of rotate your hips back towards the ground, that oblique is going to squeeze already anyways. Okay, so here we go, and less than 30 seconds. Are you so glad you're not doing this class? This is harder than the other one, huh? Yeah, I think I called this class an advanced level. I'm pretty sure that's what it's labeled as. Squeeze that oblique and lift that oblique's tiny bit. Yep, good. And so even if you just pulse it. Now from here, elevated kneeling crunch. Take your hands down to the ring of fire, right knees down, ankles are crossed over to the side. I like the transition from the French twist into this because you don't have to get all the way down to your elbows. It's not high to super low, it's high to medium. Now that you're in it, breathe. Use that activation in that right oblique. So you should if you could, it's like in a scrambled egg, right? You can feel that oblique working. Right here, you can feel it. It's already so fired up. Good. Okay, let's see. You're coming into your standard crunch for the right oblique after this, where the elbows are going to come down. So we just go high, medium, low. Not necessarily easier, right? It's not going hard to easy. It's not necessarily less challenging just because we go lower. In fact, in my opinion, it's harder. You really get that squeeze and that activation. I think it should be awesome. It should feel great. By the time we get to Soul Train after that, I think your obliques are going to be amazing. 2 and 1. Elbows down. Okay, so yep, good. Nice transition. You just kept those knees in. Didn't let yourself fly back on the machine. Hey, if you took a ride to the front of the machine, awesome. I'm glad you're taking a break right now. Get yourself back over here. Get your ass back over here, you guys. You have only a little bit more time in this class, okay? I know you don't want to take another one of my classes later because I know you had enough of me for the day. So stay with this for the rest of the class. Don't put me on pause. Trust me, I did it. I'm guilty. I put the class on pause. I made a fizz stick. I came back. And then I just realized, oh my God, I can't take my whole day to do Lagree. Just sit down and get focused. It's just like Kumon. Sit down and get your packet done. There we go. Breathe. Take your time. You have that last move for the oblique. Booty's going to come where the knees are. It's right oblique. So your right foot's going to be hooked. Don't worry. I confirmed it. And you got 10 seconds. Okay. And then I'm going to eat a snack. I'm starving. 3 and 2 and 1. Okay. Yep. Flip those feet forward. Right foot's going to hook right here, huh? Or right here. At some point in front of the cushion on the ring of fire. Yeah, on the inside, front or back of the ring of fire on the back of the platform. Yeah. Left leg up. Right elbow comes to the left knee. Bring your knee in towards your elbow. Yes. Okay, so then you crunch. And then you release it and you lean back. And then again, crunch. So this is super, super hard, you guys. You're just going to let both of your heels stay down. You can still get that twisting action as you come forward, elbow towards the knee, but the knee's not raising. That's fine. That's going to help you on this side. Another thing that'll help, be on a white instead of a black. That's going to be a little bit less tension. Sometimes those blacks can be a lot, especially if this is supposed to be a little bit easier of a day. You know what? Actually, this is an advanced class. If you read my label, advanced, you better stay in the black because you wanted to challenge yourself. You challenge yourself right now. Do not switch. Don't take it down to a white. Stick your chest out. Shoulders back and down. Yep. Pull the belly in. Only 5 more seconds here, Ryan. You got this. Breathing. Remember the finale of the class. You're going to come into a push-up. Hands are going to come down into your carriage in the ring of fire. Toes are going to flip back, okay? Right here. Let's transition. Release it here, okay? So take your hands down to the carriage. Kick your feet back. Oh, other way. Right here. And get your toes on there. Yeah. So this is just your push-ups. All right. toes are on the platform. Okay, and if you can slow it down a little bit, that's fine. And guess what? Your push-ups, lift your hips up just a tiny bit. Yeah. Your push-ups don't have to be all the way down and all the way up. Just make it small and controlled. Yeah. So I want to see you push down. So instead of being like this, I want you to push down into your palms, okay? And then stick your chest out more. And then from there, belly stays in. And don't drop the hips down, okay? So just little perfections right there. And you can pause at the top in the plank. Pause and lock the arms and reset. And then from there, start to bend again. Yes, take your time. Okay, a couple more seconds here. Tricep spoon. Spoon with tricep dips, okay? Only a couple more moves. Oh, you didn't know that was coming up? He's gonna be sore. I'm like, let's get the ice bucket challenge ready. Okay, 10 seconds. Last 10. So push it up. Slow for 9, slow for 8, slow for 7, slow for 6. Yep, just don't drop into the hips. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Again, flip. Flip the feet forward. Flip the upper body back. How's that transition? If you're at your house, you should be in it right now. Now, it's cool with the heels right here, right in front of that ring. Yeah. Or you might want the feet underneath the strap. Kind of personal preference, you guys. If you don't have a strap, just use the heels right there. And then you're gonna bend your elbows to lower down. Yep. And then you push up, and then you spoon it back. This way, this way, this way. Yeah. Okay, guess what? If you want to, here's your modification. Tricep dips. Feet on the floor. Hands can be on those handles. They can be on the platform right here. Let me think what else you could do. Yeah, just different options, you guys. Okay? You can also be, oh my gosh, I went back to the gym a week and a half ago to body pump. I couldn't even do it. I couldn't even do the tricep dips. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to go with the old ladies, just like I am right now. So embarrassing. Whew, I got to get strong again. All right, take your time. 30 seconds. Okay. You're going to take a reverse up, up, down, down plank. You know what that looks like? All right. You got 10 seconds. Oh, you're going to be like this. Okay. Breathe, 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 breathe. 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3. Yep, go ahead and release. All right. So if you guys want, you can take this anywhere on the machine that you want, okay? If you, so just take your toes here and your elbows here, and what I'm gonna have you do, yeah, and just kind of push. You can maybe even push your feet like right here. Yes, that might help. That might give you a little more support. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Yep. There you go. And from there, down, down. Now try not to let try not to let the hips move and wobble too much side to side, right? Keep your shoulders stabilized, keep your hips stabilized. Okay? From there, the toes can also just be on the floor. The upper body can just be on the floor. Okay? Whatever feels right for you. If you want to challenge it up, make sure that carriage is like somewhere in the middle. Okay. Maybe one more on each side. One more on each side. Can you do one more on each side? Yeah, of course you can do one more on each side. Reverse kneeling cobra. Almost done. 2 more minutes. You got this. Okay, you know how to do it. Let's see. Let's get the knees down right here. Ugh. Yeah, take your knees down here. All right, so if you want, you guys, you can be on the other side a little bit easier. Yeah, and take your hand. And it's reverse kneeling cobra 3. So you're gonna bring yourself up, and then your elbows are gonna lower down towards each other. I don't want to back up too much. I'm gonna get my new Nikes dirty. Yeah, let your elbows come down towards each other. Your range of motion can be small. It can just be an inch or 2 down, and then an inch or 2 up. Yeah, take your time. So if you're on the other side, it's going to be maybe a little bit less challenging. Awesome. If you want to be there, that's up to you. This is a 3, right? So your body part's connected to the ground, and you're on the back side of the machine. Yep, don't drop too far into the hips. Like a little lift up of the hips. Yeah, there we go. Nice. and then you want to slow it down. So I want you to specifically slow it down as you push up, like slow, 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 slow. Nice, last 5 seconds. Reverse kneeling crunch to finish it out, okay? If you want to go heavier on this, I challenge you, make it a little bit heavier. If your teacher has never done this in a Microformer class, before you leave, go to this in the end. All right, when I take the Microformer classes, the teacher doesn't do this sometimes, or when I was like a really heavy Lagree addict before COVID, I used to always do this before I left the building. And the owners knew me because I'm always on an unlimited pack, baby. Come on now. Nobody gets mad if I got to do a kneeling ab crunch for a couple minutes. We talk about it. They'll do it with me. So take your time. You breathe. Look at the knees. Look at the quads. Yep. And you have a rounding of the back. And then you extend out. Take your time. Yep. So you want to make sure the shoulders are not going way forward in front of the elbows, right over the elbows. And in fact, if you want, inchworm it, right? Add that saw back. And then coming back to neutral. All right, breathe. Last 15 seconds of the class. Ryan, you're a rock star. Thank you so much for powering through this and not complaining or cussing at me. And breathe. Here we go. Last 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. There it is. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, Ryan. Just release that carriage. We'll make sure you guys stretch it out before you leave the building.